Hello everyone, my name is Bismarck. I'm building a web page using an LLM tool, and this LLM tool that I built is called a random code generator. It is a progressive web app journal that inspires people with code randomly. There are three versions that I built on this app, and the first version one, I call it the foundation or the basic, which is simple, elegant, and effective. So the version one was about simplicity and elegance, and I used a simple ATM file with embedded CSS and JavaScript to create a clean one. And why did I build it from this foundation? Because I wanted to introduce a genre of building a progressive web app using a modern web technology and LLM tool, which is called AI. It sets the stage for a learning and development showcase. So with the next, I talk about the version 2 of the app, which I know to be an interactive platform. This helps user engagement and personalization, as in category filtering, whereby you can either select from any of the required category buttons, such as inspiration, funny, life, and all. And this always help you to know which code user want to filter from, whether in a good mood or in a preference. So this helps you to improve a discoverability. Whereas the counter code also shows a real-time available code in a selected category. That is that once you open the app, it's probably based on the day category that shows them, and the category badges also indicate that whether there is a visual indicator below each code showing a category membership where you for. Thank you. The version 3 of the app, I call it the professional grade. So after we move from the basic to the interactive, now this is a professional grade whereby there are infinite codes and possibilities. So the ultimate evolution, this one consists of an API integration, a gamification, social sharing, professional UI rivaling commercial applications. So it has four phases. One is an infinite code. It means that because of the 8 API which has been integrated into this app, the code is infinity. So it can give you infinity code from the four aspects. That is where your mood changes or where your mood determines which code you want to put. And also, it gives you a real-time statistical dashboard, like a 4 animated metric tracking views, favorite and day streaks. So the number of people that view, the number of people that streaks, and the number of favorite that have, it also tries to give you a statistical breakdown for you to measure it. And a social sharing also gives you access to share on social media platform like Facebook, like WhatsApp, and also you can copy it and share it other platform like LinkedIn or TikTok. And you also have an advanced favorite whereby you can add several favorites to the platform. This helps it in an integrated way that helps you to know that this app has really fully been upgraded into the professional stage, whereby it can have a star rating from that. With the version 3, it has the key feature that makes it professional grade. We have the quotes of the day. So this is a special daily quote catch for 24 hours with golden shimmer badge. So it means that every day there is a special code that comes to comfort you, that comes to exhort you, that comes to book you, and that comes to inspire you for you to do things. The gamification is a day streak tracker that creates a happy loop and for you to enjoy your daily visits. And also we have a glass morphism UI. There are 15 plus animation types, gradient plus pulses, float and shimmer effects. And the data persistence also shows the local storage for saved favorite, view count, and streaks across sessions. So the more you visit the site, the more you save favorite codes, the more count you view, and how you streak across session gives you a data persistence to know the number of times you visited a particular place. And the error handling, it talks about the try catch blocks, loading states, and toast notifications for all actions. That is the key feature that makes the professional grade from the basic to the interactive, and we have built it into the professional grade. This gives it a professional grade whereby you really see it that it really competes with the modern day code sites. With the version 3, the professional grade, this is the technical mastery demonstrated that shows that it meets the modern web development skills because one, there has been an API integration, a RESTful API with await and fetch for infinite content. It means that since most of the code is infinity, the API has been integrated that for every day it can give you a real life saving code that you can use to do everything. So you have an API that gives you infinity codes, whether your mood changes, whether you inspirations, whether all, it gives you the codes up to infinity. The next is a statement management. The state management talks about the complex data tracking with local storage persistence because you have a streaks, you have count for views, and also we have the number of times you view a particular the app. So the number of times you share, it always gives you that daily tracking. So it means that you're able to manage how many times you visited that particular web page. So the responsive design. This comes with a mobile first CSS grid and flexbox with a breakpoint. The interface was made more like a mobile first CSS grid, like an ancient mobile platform, like how people use Figma to design it. So the design was really designed to fit the mobile standard first class of a CSS grid. And there is an advanced CSS, that's the custom properties that inputted the keyframes, the transforms, filters, and glass morphism. So this advanced means that we have embedded both the mobile side and also the websites, which have been embedded into this professional grade. So this has demonstrated that it meets the modern standard for every web page that it can perform. So it talks about the performance, the hardware accelerated animations, non-blocking operations with 60 FPS. So the performance transmits that it is very fast. It gives you the content that you want. Once you want to move to the next stage, since it's infinity, the performance is very well. The performance is very good. It doesn't block operation. It doesn't give you ad, but it gives you what you want at that particular instance. We also have the semantic HTML5. This is also a proper structure that was organized by CSS and also commented by a JavaScript. So it has rather given the interface to meet the modern standard. Now let's talk about the progressive enhancement journey from MVP to commercial quality. Because there were three apps, there were three web pages that was built. We have the version 1 which talks about the basic static viewer with only 15 codes and a clean design. You don't need to do anything, just 15 codes because it is limited. When you move on to the next journey, which is the version 2, it gives you an upgraded version from the version 1, but that one gives you an interactive platform with categories and a user generated content that you can share. So it will turn you as an passive viewer to be an active content creator, and it can also help you to know which category that you want to choose. And from the version 3 was also upgraded from the version 2 and the version 1, which gives you an API. Instead of you using 15 codes, now it gives you an infinity codes based on the API integration and the gamification. So this content has scaled increase from 15 code to infinity. So it helps user to transform through personalization and gamification, and also help to meet the modern day web development. Next is the user experience psychology. What does psychology says? What are the user who uses this web page feels? So why users will always return daily onto the web platform? One, it serves as an engagement drivers and also the design excellence. So let me talk about the engagement drivers. The drivers talks about the infinite or infinity content that is never runs out of codes. So it can determine the mood that you want to share. Once you're in a bad mood, you can get code that can put you in a state of happiness. So even if you don't like a code that comes up repeating or that flows, it's definitely going to get you other code that's going to inspire you on how to be best. So the infinity content makes it absolutely engaging for users to return daily. And next is the day streaks. When you streak on this app, going through one code to another, it gives you a positive reinforcement builds habit that, oh, today you visited this app for 10 times, so you have a 1 day streak. Oh, today you visited this time for 20 times, you have another 2 day streak. It tries to give you a boost on how you build habit of you streaking. So even if you don't streak for a day, it gives like, oh, if you don't streak for this day, it also give you access to a star ratings, personal controls and expression. If you love this page, if you love this code, you just star it to be part of your star, whether 1, 2, 3, or 5. And also a social sharing, because from the professional grade, you can share it on other social networks. That's amplified impact beyond self. Not only you, but you can share for others to know. So let's move on to the design excellence. This talks about a beautiful UI that has been embedded both the mobile and the web page. So it creates a positive atmosphere, emotional association. It also gives a smooth animations which makes you feel premium and trusted. And also talks about the loading state because how it goes fast without any ad, and also notifications for every code that comes, since some of the codes are updated daily. On this slide, I would like to talk about the deployment and the quality assurance of this web page. After the page has been built, production ready excellence. It shows that this web page has been hosted. So you realize that it is hosting because it has a GitHub pages deployment with HTTPS, a global CN, and 99.9% uptime. So it means that it has been hosted and deployed from GitHub. So we also test it because of its functionality, responsive browser performance and usability testing across all devices, because it can be tested on a phone, it can also be tested based on the website. You also have a browser support. You can use on Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge on desktop, and other mobile platforms. Also talks about performance, page load under 2 seconds, because 60 FPS animation, API calls under 1 second. So this deployment and quality assurance gives it a top notch for it to reach a modern day web page which have been created. So the files, there are 3 standalone HTML files with embedded CSS and JavaScript, no external dependencies or build process required, because we have a version 1, we have a version 2, we have a version 3. So based on version 1, the thing that we lack, we made it interactive for the version 2 to have, and the version 3 has given a professional grade which meets standard of a modern day web development. Thank you. Last, I will talk about a portfolio ready project which stands in the top 1% student work, because it's a school work. One, it has a live API integration, rare in-student project, demonstrated professional capabilities. It also shows a commercial and a great UIS professional design, relevant paid application, because you need to pay some application for you to get other codes that will inspire you or push you better. You also have an advanced features like a gamification, social sharing, and data persistence, error handling. So there is no mistake as to how you use this web page developed by a student. Production ready code, best practice semantic HTML, organized CSS, well commented JavaScript, because the code is readily that once you run them in either Python on any other VS Code or even a test file, it is ready code, which is going to give you the same output that you are looking. So in conclusion, this project demonstrates comprehensive mastery of modern web development through CSS, JavaScript, using Claude AI to generate this code, making it very easier, starting from a single concept which has evolved into a sophisticated platform with a professional polish and advanced features, which shows a full stack front end skills. Thank you.